Okay, today we're going to talk about never forcing clients into black and white decisions. This is something that's near and dear to my heart. Frankly, it's a bit of a pet peeve. I'm passionate about it, but it's relevant for how you show up strategically in front of clients. So let me just kind of walk you through this. So the first thing is, it makes you look totally unsophisticated. Frankly, it's embarrassing. So anytime you show up and you say, it can only be this or it can only be that, that just simply demonstrates you're not an experienced business decision maker. And frankly, a life decision maker. There's always multiple options to things, okay? And what happens is you instantly lose credibility. So if you had been invited to the big boy table, big girl table to have conversations, or if you were even at the mid-level, you're just losing credibility and you won't be invited back because you're not an effective business decision maker. So there is always, without fail, a gray area. There's context that you don't know about because you're not part of the business. You don't know what's happening up above you. You don't know other things that are moving, nor should you know. And so a lack of awareness to that is painful for people to experience. So how does this play out? How do you navigate this? The first thing is to be aware of it, right? We talk here all the time about mindset. This is a mindset shift. If you ever catch yourself doing this, stop. This happens to me. I've done this. I've made this mistake hundreds of times. I still make it, but now I'm better about catching myself and thinking through options. So let me help you with that mindset. So whatever the situation is, your natural tendency is to go to black and white. We've got this issue. We've either got to do this or this. And a lot of times when people are doing that, they're trying to force you into the black option. And they're saying the white option is just terrible. You can't do that. And it's just embarrassing. What the reality is, and the better way to show up, is to say, this is the situation. Frame it up. This is the clear black. This is the clear white. And there's always lots of shades of gray in between. Just saying that frames the conversation the right way. And it puts your client in a situation where they're not forced to make a binary decision, which doesn't feel good when you're a decision maker. And so once you've set that framework, which in a way is stating the obvious, but that's a lot of what we do here. It's really not stating the obvious. There's frankly not a lot of people that do this well. Once you've set that context, you can talk about the pros and cons, the values, the value and risks, the trade-offs of all of these situations, of all of these scenarios. And hopefully as I talk through that, you can feel the difference in how showing up with those different talk tracks resonates with people. This happens to me. People do this to me. They show up with a black or white binary decision, whether it's in my businesses, folks that work for me, consultants that work for me. And I can tell you it's the worst feeling because not only are you not having a productive conversation, you're talking to somebody that can't actually be sophisticated enough to help you make good decisions. And when you're the leader or the decision maker, a lot of times you're grasping for people around you that you can talk things through with. And when you show up and all you do is you're talking about these things and you're trying to force your client into a black or white decision, and a lot of times you're just trying to make one decision look really terrible, so you're trying to fit them into the other one, it just screams that you're not a person that they can deal with to make these decisions on. And decisions in the future, you'll be disconnected from. Now, what the opposite of this is, when your client calls you up, and this happens to me all the time now, your client calls you up and describes the situation, and you frame up all of the options and the ways to think about it. Now they continue to come back to you. And that's where you get into this trusted advisor role. And if you do any sort of research on consulting, that's like the dream state that you want to be in, right? The trusted advisor. But a lot of that comes down to how you show up to strategic decision-making conversations. So hopefully this framework helped. If you are looking for the headline and the takeaway, it's if you see yourself being a binary person and talking in binary ways, stop and come back to this video and correct. Learn how to get corrected, but just stopping is step number one. So as always, let us know your feedback. Let us know if these type of content videos are helping you. A lot of this is about mindset shift, but these little tweaks are huge differentiators in the market. So as always, please share your feedback. Let us know if we're on the right track. Let us know if you've got topics that you want us to cover. And thanks for your time.